Hey guys, and welcome back. It's Prodigy here, and today I'm doing another PC build. It's the third one in the series, and I do plan on doing a lot more of these because I find them quite fun to do, to build you guys some nice PCs, and I hope you guys enjoy. If you do, please do leave a like, and I'm pretty thankful for the last few videos. I've got like I've got over 100 views on my first PC build, which is great, and you guys clearly are supporting me very well here. And yeah, let's get straight into it. So this is the AMD build. That's because I'm going for a cheaper build. It's definitely a budget build. For those of you who want to run, you know, the newest games like GTA 5 and Witcher 3 at pretty good frame rates at 1080p with pretty high settings, you know, and if you're just getting into PC gaming, it's one of the best PCs you can get right now. So starting off with the CPU, I've got the AMD FX 8350 8-core Black Edition CPU, which is, you know, one of the best CPUs that AMD do right now, and it's got a 16 megabit cache, a 4 GHz base clock, and a 4.2 GHz boost clock, and like I said, 8 cores, superb for rendering and editing, and obviously great for gaming. Not many games do make use of 8 cores, but for those that make use of 4 cores or even 6 cores, which some do, it'll obviously excel in those. It's got a fairly high power wattage, and that's probably why it's such a low price point. But AMD CPUs have got pretty low prices overall. $166, a great steal, and yeah, really good processor. Now for the motherboard, I was really surprised with this motherboard. It's the Gigabyte 780 LMT USB 3, and it's a really nice motherboard. It's a micro ATX motherboard, as you can tell, for AM3 Plus, and it's obviously got USB 3.0. But it's got like grey heat sinks and a fully black PCB and 4 RAM slots and a really nice colour scheme in my opinion. This looks really sleek, and it'll go with pretty much every build. As you can see, it's got, by the looks of it, it's got 4 USB 2.0s, a DVI-D, what else? HDMI, and 2 USB 3.0s, which is pretty good for a $60 micro ATX motherboard. Really good right now. This looks awesome. Obviously you can't SLI on this motherboard. I'm sure you can't SLI on any micro ATX motherboard. But this is just gorgeous. I love the way this looks. And yeah, really nice. Unfortunately, it only supports up to DDR3 1333 megahertz. But I'm sure for most people, for most gamers, that'll be perfectly fine. And yeah, really nice motherboard. So, moving on to the RAM. Right, so I've got this page up because the motherboard that I have chosen only supports up to 1333 megahertz, and my opinion, my best RAM that I could give you is the Crucial Ballistics. For the price, it's amazing. You know, for $50, you get 8 GB kit, you know, 2 4 GB sticks, 1600 megahertz. You can get a single 1333 megahertz. So if you were gonna go with this motherboard, definitely go with any Crucial Ballistics you guys can get. But this is $50 kit, but it's 1600 megahertz. But if you can find a 1333, then it'll be a bit cheaper and a lot, like, really good price to performance. So yeah, that's the RAM, Crucial Ballistics. Unfortunately, the PCB is green, which isn't my favorite color, but it does have a black plating around it that says Ballistic Sport. And it's generally a really good RAM. So now onto the big deal of this video. This week, the new the new 300 series of AMD graphics cards was released, and I thought I'd do a build with it in. And for $600, for a $600 build, having an R7 370 is just amazing. It's got 4 GB of GDDR5. It's got DisplayPort HDMI. It looks amazing with a dual XFX dual dissipation technology. Just basically large fans, great cooling. I mean, it's just a really nice graphics card, especially for this build. For those of you who are on a budget, you will really benefit from this card. This can easily run games at 1080p. Sorry. And yeah, it's got a pretty good GPU clock here, 975 megahertz. Yeah, the double dissipation cooling design, $190, really good. As you can see, they do have other R7 370s, but some of them are quite considerably more expensive. Actually this one is probably better. Oh no, it's 2 gigabytes. I wouldn't go for that just because a lot of games like GTA 5 take advantage of the higher video RAM. So I would recommend spending that $20 more and getting the 4 gigabyte model. So it's a great graphics card, easily run most of your games, and you'll be very surprised how it runs. Now the hard drive I'm going for is a pretty normal standard 1TB Western Digital blue 7200 RPM hard drive. It's pretty much going to be in all my builds unless I do a really expensive one, because you know, for the price of only $50 you're getting what you need, and there's nothing else to say about a hard drive. Unfortunately, you can't get an SSD in this build unless you want to put the budget up to about $700, but for $600 you won't be able to get an SSD. But you don't really need an SSD unless you really, you know, want that speed. But for the power supply, we have the Corsair Builder Series CX600. Now, it is Corsair, and you're probably wondering why I've got this fairly expensive power supply of $60. There are some cheaper ones, but because, you know, you're running an the new R7 370, which has a pretty high power output if you look on their website, and you know, you'll need a decent power supply, and Corsair is a very reputable brand, and I know this is definitely a reliable power supply. 80%, yeah, 80% efficiency, 80 plus power supply, as you can see here. Very good reviews. It's an all-round really nice power supply. It isn't modular. You can get the modular CX600M, but it is about $10 more. So I wouldn't really need, you don't need to put any more money into this. So as you can see, here's a comparison of the different CX series power supplies. And lastly, the case we're putting this into is probably one of the most boring looking cases, but one of the most functional cases. It's the Fractal Design Core 1000. It's got USB 3.0 on it, and it's got, you know, a load of fan slots. Great, as you can see, that mesh grill there. It's got great airflow. Really conventional case. This isn't supposed to be very like an eye candy case or an eye candy build for that matter. It's just supposed to be a really functional build that can, for $600, can run your games at really high frame rates without, you know, spending too much. So that's the build, guys. I really hope you enjoyed. This isn't my favourite build. Obviously, a really cheap one. You can't put much in, but you've got some pretty decent stuff here, as you can see. Just to sum it up, you've got an FX 8350 8-core CPU, coupled with a R7 370, the brand new graphics card, CX600 power supply, and 8GB of Crucial Ballistics RAM, all coupled into a Fractal Design Core 1000. So it's a really nice build. I hope you enjoy it, and I will, as usual, I will put all the parts in the description. And as usual, I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.